Hello YouTube and fellow Star Citizens. Today I'm doing my Gamescom's presentation impressions video. What did I see? What did I like? What concerns do I still have? I know it's been a week, but I need to get a couple of house cleaning announcements kind of out of the way. One, I will be on vacation the next few weeks. Yes, there's content that's scheduled to be released. However, I may be slow to respond on comments, so please, if it takes me a week to get back to you on comments, don't hold that against me. I'm bringing an iPad and not planning to check it very often while on vacation. Second announcement is those of you who have watched my joystick videos know that I video podcast, whatever the cool kids call it these days, from unincorporated St. Louis County. Those of you, unless you've been in a complete news bubble or vacuum void for the last week and a half, know there's been some interesting things going on in the evening. Now, that hasn't directly impacted us. We are about 30 minutes south of where all of those events have been taking place. However, in the day job work, many of the people that I work with own properties in those areas, and as a result, they've been having to deal with not a lot of property damage, but results from all the tear gas and stuff like that being shot off all over the place in that area. It's ruined a couple HVAC systems, things of that nature. And the folks that I work with, the project that we're working on is a nice to have. The rental income and stuff like that, that's what pays the bills at the end of the month for them. And indirectly, it's what pays my bills because they take portions of that money, and that's how I derive my paycheck. So as a result, this is going to push us a full month behind schedule, which means when I get back, provided that the situation has finally calmed down, I'm going to be putting in some hellacious weeks because we were originally scheduled to launch in October. And as a result, if we try to still maintain those launch dates, I'm going to be putting in some 60 and 70-hour weeks. I know it. So that means probably less time playing games. I do have a back catalog of videos that I could put up, so content shouldn't be too affected, but I may be going down to only posting 2 videos a week as opposed to 3 or 4 or 5. That's also why I've been light on content the last couple of weeks as well. I've been saving some stuff in case I knew what was coming up. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into what did we see in Gamescom? What did I like? What do I have concerns about? Well, first of all, let me just start off by saying this time they had a fairly well-polished presentation. Yes, there was technical glitches, but anytime you're demonstrating a technical product to a crowd, there's going to be little glitches and stuff. The unexpected is going to happen. That's forgivable, that's understandable, that's to be expected. But this wasn't a bullshit presentation. They didn't have that, well, this is bullshit moment. It was very much clear that they had run through the presentation a few times. It was much more polished. And overall, it looks like they've learned from their experience of what happened at PAX East. So, thumbs up on that. Kudos. Next biggest important thing. We're going to get key binding finally, it sounds like. Now, they set a release date of August 29th. We'll get into that here in a moment under my concerns section. But we'll have key binding. Excellent. Long overdue. We'll be glad to have it. I hope it detects all my devices and everything works as being expected. Track IR support might be there as well. The rumor has it. That would be superb as well. I would be glad to have that. If those two things get in there, expect more Star Citizen content to be added to my channel every week. It's multiplayer combat and things of that nature. We got to see the addition of 2 new game modes that will be coming that don't involve PvP combat. So people who doesn't get their fancy from that will be glad to note that there'll be racing as well as co-op combat against the Vanduul, which should allow friends and organizations and things like that to start to learn how to work together in a game like these. All very good things. I'll be glad to see that as one of the organizational leaders of United Logistics and Military Corporation. Feel free to join us as an affiliate or as a member if you find videos like these useful. We're a pretty cool group. So, shameless plug over there. The other thing we saw was the first iteration of multi-crew ships and how combat like that will work. I found that to be insightful, and it looks to be pretty good so far. That was probably the most positive aspect that I saw taken away from the entire event was that particular video. Now, I understand that it was very well scripted to be more cinematic and things like that with a cinematic camera, yada, 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 than what I expect it to actually, how it will actually play in the real game. But nonetheless, we can see where they're getting that basic core netcode and things together and working solidly. And once they get that down, we may see a snowball effect with a lot more content being added in very quickly because they've been doing this parallel development thing. And once you get those core right, then you can start just adding in a flood of new content. As per example, just look at all the content being added with each major release of Elite Dangerous right now. So we've kind of gone over the positives. What are some concerns that take away from that I take away from this? Well, number one, they went and released a date again. You know, if they don't release on August 29th, I know it's kind of expected at this point that there's going to be delays, but they show a great video like they did and a great presentation, and then if they miss this August 29th release date for whatever reason, it's like they've shot themselves in the foot again as far as public relations and just general overall reputation. To be honest with you, I don't really expect to see version 0.9 available for download until I get back from vacation in a couple of weeks. You know, generally things have been a week or two late, as a general rule. So it wouldn't surprise me if I'm not back from vacation by the time version 0.9 is available for release and download. Something else that still kind of gives me as a general gameplay concern is how much fun is it really going to be part of a crew? This is something that I've noticed in Elite Dangerous. You know, there's a lot of downtime in that game. I guess it's like a lot of games, kind of like real life, where you go flying around and stuff like that. You may be flying around an hour for 90 seconds of heart-pumping exhilaration in combat and things of that nature. When you go one-on-one against that person who, you know, has been the bane of your existence for the last week. There's a lot of downtime in between that. And, you know, I guess there's going to be some people that are like, oh, yeah, I want to be on a crew. Maybe in my case, since I work from home primarily, and it looks like that's going to continue to happen, hopefully, for the upcoming future, maybe I'm working on work stuff in the daytime on my laptop, and one of my friends is able to play. You know, works night shift, or is retired or something like that, and they're space trucking. They want somebody to help man the guns, earn some extra credits. Okay, I'm sitting here writing code on my computer or checking emails, writing emails, and just sitting there in the gunner's turret, you know, minding my own business until the call, hey, we're under attack. Okay, for a couple minutes, go pew, 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 and then, you know, back to the computer. I guess that gameplay, it opens it up for that style. But more at what is it also going to do when, you know, you have a crew full of people, and since in Star Citizen your avatar is the game, is you in game. You're not the ship, you're the avatar. And the person that you're flying with entrusted your ship, or they've entrusted to you, does something boneheadedly stupid, and everybody on board dies. You know, and is out thousands of credits and stuff like that. Now, those of you who've been around for, you know, group and stuff like that for a long time, probably, it happens, so be it, whatever. But I can see some people and organizations getting really pissed off when stuff like that would happen. You know, that's going to be an interesting concern that I kind of have ongoing from what I'm seeing thus far, is that how real is fun debate. You know, there's realism, but realism isn't always fun. So we're going to have to see how that continues to be balanced out. We did get to see the short teaser for first-person shooter combat, which doesn't interest me at all. Maybe after, eventually, someday I have wrist surgery and no longer bothered by the effects of carpal tunnel, I'll like WSAD games again. But until then, I'll be sticking with flying with joystick and throttle and pedals. So, well, this video is about 10 minutes long. You've probably heard me ramble on enough. If you like my videos, want to see more, please like, subscribe, feel free to share. contribute as far as comments go in the comments section. Remember, for the next couple of weeks, that I will probably be a little bit light on content as well as comments and things of that nature and getting back to people. I'll try to do my best while I'm on vacation, but no guarantees because I'm on vacation. Thank you very much, and well, see you in a couple of weeks with some new videos.